guys, and welcome back to the channel, and today we are back with this doozy. So I'm going to record a list that I recorded probably a year ago, and I've never got around to editing it. It's still sat there, so because it was so long ago, I'm actually going to re-record it. So this is your favourite comedies and their funniest moment. So the favourite comedy movie with their funniest moment. The example given here, I always like to let you see, is Stonehenge from Spinal Tap. And this is Spinal Tap, so yep, they're doing another one, aren't they? There's a sequel to, what's it? I think they've just finished filming actually. So we've got 10 here. I've got no memorable or no like extra mentions, so let's get through these 10. I apologise if any of these offend you, if they are not PC anymore, but these are my 10 picks for things that make me roar with laughter. I do not have a very... I find things funny that maybe I should not find funny, let me tell you that to start. I have quite a dark sense of humour sometimes. Not a cruel sense of humour, but a bit of a dark sense of humour. So number 10 is Happy Gilmore. I do like Adam Sandler. I know not a lot of people do these days. I feel he's a really good serious actor when he wants to be. So the scene in Happy Gilmore is where he is singing through an intercom. And he thinks he's singing to this girl, this young girl that he either has been dating or she's dumped him or something. I can't remember. But she's not there. She has left, and he's actually singing to an old woman that is a bit of a randy old woman that wants a bit of Adam Sandler, and he's singing I Want to Kiss You All Over. I'm not going to, I want to kiss you all over. That one. I wasn't going to do it, but I did it. Just so it reminds you of the scene. I find that really funny because of what it leads to, and just how the music changes at the end of the line. It really amuses me. I'll not go into it, but it's disgusting where it goes in the end. It's one of those, I don't know if I want to laugh or vomit, but it's funny.
I want to kiss you all over and over and again. I want to kiss you all over, dun, 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 till the night closes in, till the night closes in.
Number 9 is There's Something About Mary. Now, obviously, there's the hair scene, which is very funny because it's going so far there that a lot of other movies didn't at the time. It's like right out there. My funniest scene in that is the trouser scene where he gets his zip stuck, because you never in a month of Sundays when you watch that movie think it's going to show you that his bits are stuck in his zip, but it does. And the shock of seeing it just absolutely broke me. I thought it was absolutely hilarious. I told you, the sixth sense of humour, guys. That made me laugh.
Shit!
Number 8 is Austin Powers. I find Mike Myers as Austin Powers very funny. I am aware a lot of people probably find it not funny one bit, but the cheesiness of him makes me laugh. Now, I'm sure every single time any of you have tried to do a 50-point turn trying to get out of a tiny space, you think back to Austin Powers in that little buggy trying to turn round. I know I have many times. That's not my favourite moment. My favourite moment is when he's in the chair and the chair will not behave itself, and he goes, the power of Christ compels you. I don't think it's even the first one, but the first time I heard that with him on that chair, the power of Christ compels you. I can't put clips in because I did previously and they got blocked to hell. If I can, I will try my best, but it could get blocked left, right and centre. I shall try.
Initiation sequence in progress.
Okay, all right.
Gravity booster EMS. Steady at full power.
All I asked for was a frickin' rotating chair, okay? Oh, okay. Getting a little afraid. I need an old priest and a young priest. The power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you. Whoa, hello.
My number 7 is Shaun of the Dead, and it's in that scene where they are, and this is strange because I don't usually go in for comedy horror. They're two genres I like to see quite far apart. But it's the scene where they're throwing records in the garden at the zombie, And music's a big part of my life too, and it's the thought that they want to see what they're throwing before they throw it in case they throw something decent and they don't want to destroy their vinyl. That really amused me. It's like, what is it? Oh, what's this? Ah, right, you can throw that. I thought that was very funny. A nice little nod to the music collectors out there.
Now, some of these are limited.
Whoa, 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 what was that?
I think it was Blue Monday.
Man, there was an original pressing.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Purple Rain. Oh, Sign of the Times.
Definitely not.
The Batman soundtrack. Throw it. Okay. Oh, Dire Straits. Throw it.
Number 6 is Meet the Parents. I like Ben Stiller. It's the scene where there's ashes in a cat. If you haven't seen it, there is somebody's grandma's ashes on a mantelpiece. Everybody knows that Ben Stiller has to meet his rather like posh girlfriend's parents and they're not going to approve and all this stuff's going to be wrong with him. He's trying to make the best impression. And a vase falls down which contains somebody's grandma's ashes. And obviously it's ashes. It's a little bit like cat litter or like dirt, isn't it? Like grit. So the cat gets down and goes to the toilet in the middle of grandma's ashes. And that cracks me up. You see what I mean? Irreverent humour. So that's my number 6.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Oh my God. Jinxie, no. Psst.
Oh.
Jinxie, no. Oh my God.
Shit.
My number 5 is Planes, Trains and Automobiles. And honest to God, it's pretty much this whole movie. I could put a little clip in here, but I doubt I could find it from Jamie Powell and Bullet Ray Britt. The scene that they recreate where he wakes up in the morning and he goes, "That's not pillows!" Because they went to stay at a big YouTuber meetup. I think it was a couple of years back, and they must, I don't know if they shared a bed or what the crack was, but they recreated that "That's not pillows" scene from Planes, Trains and Automobiles, and it's very funny. So that is my number 5.
Hand. Where's your other hand? Between two pillows. Those aren't pillows.
My number 4 is from Step Brothers, which is an absolutely hilarious movie, and it's the one about teabagging the drum kit. One of the brothers doesn't want the other one anywhere near his drum kit, so he decides he's going to teabag the drum kit. If you don't know what teabagging is, I'm not going to tell you. Please look it up. It's maybe a UK expression. I'm not sure if it is or if it isn't, but in the UK, teabagging something is probably one of the biggest signs of disrespect you could give something, but it's also very funny.
Where are you going? I'm going upstairs. Because I'm going to put my nutsack on your drum set. Okay? If you do that, I am warning you right now, if you touch my drums, I will stab you in the neck with a knife.
So, teabagging in the drum kit is my number 4. My number 3 is from Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. That movie, I have 2 movies that have never shifted from round the top of my top 3. And Dirty Rotten Scoundrels is one of those movies. I saw it many, many years ago in the cinema when I was way too young to be allowed. I shouldn't have been in there watching it, but I was. And it's the Ruprecht scene. Ruprecht, played by Steve Martin, who Michael Caine gets to pretend to be his younger brother with issues in order to put off this woman that is wanting to marry him, or like to make things look as bad as possible. And Ruprecht has a little bit of a meltdown and he's knocking everything off the mantelpiece and is just generally misbehaving and being awful. And Michael Caine says to him, "Ruprecht, do you want the genital cuff?" That whole scene, love it.
Ruprecht, it is I, your brother.
No sudden moves. Miss Trumbull and I are going to be married.
Oh dear.
Ruprecht? Ruprecht! Ruprecht! Ruprecht? You want the genital cuff?
Number 2 is Borat. Now, Borat is the only comedy that's been released in relatively recent years that has went right up to the top of my list. I find Sacha Baron Cohen as Borat absolutely hilarious. I don't find him funny in all other stuff. I didn't find Ali J funny. The one he did about the hairdresser, there was just one scene in that was really funny. The rest I didn't care for, but Borat, again, it's the irreverence of it. It's just so rude. And there's a lot of it that people take offence from because it is very close to the bone. But I saw Borat in the cinema with friends, and there's a wrestling scene at the start of it. I don't know if you've seen Borat, but in this wrestling scene, he's in the middle of this conference with all these people, and all of a sudden there is Sacha Baron Cohen and this other big fat dude, and they're both naked, completely naked, wrestling, and it shows everything, and there's scrotums up at the screen. It's awful, but it's one of those things. It's like the zip in when something about Mary. It's like you don't want to look at it, but you're laughing your ass off. It's so funny. It's so irreverent. It's so in your face, literally. It cracked me up. I'm like, how did these people agree to do this? And the whole thing, it's like when he's he thinks the lift is his room, and he's like, I am keen in my chair. It just, I love it. And I know a lot of people take quite a bit of offence from that movie, but I find it hilarious. He keeps calling his sister #1 prostitute in all of Kazakhstan, and he's angry about his neighbour keeps competing with him, so he's showing the TV crew around his home, and he's really proud of the fact he's got a video cassette player. And it's just me and my husband find this funny. Nobody else seems to find this funny. And he comes in and he goes, VCR, record. Cracks me up. Absolutely love it, because he's so proud of his VCR, and he does the impression. I love it.
This is a VCR recorded, and this play cassettes.
#1, guys. So I think you probably kind of got the idea of my sense of humour. It's a bit irreverent, it's a bit non-PC, but it's not cruel. My #1 is from See No Evil, Hear No Evil, and this is the mens rea scene. And this is the scene where Wally and, oh gee, is it Dave? Dave and Wally, is it? Dave Carew and Wally, oh flip, I should know this. So it's where Gene Wilder's character he plays a deaf man, Richard Pryor plays a blind man. They have been arrested for a crime they have not committed, but Gene Wilder has seen it and not heard it, and the other has heard it and not seen it. And together they have got the blame for this murder. And they're in the police station, and somebody says, I think we need to have the mens rea. And that's like, I didn't know, but that's like a legal term. And they're pulling Gene Wilder, like he like falls back, and this policeman's pulling him backwards into like a room or a cell. And he's going, mens rea, no, mens rea. How could I have gotten mens rea? I always wore a condom. And every time I see it does not matter how many times I see that movie, I cry laughing multiple times.
I think I can prove to a judge that both of these men had the mens rea.
What the hell is a mens rea?
It's a legal term the lawyers use. It just means the intention to commit a crime.
Mens rea? Put the cuffs on him.
How could we have gotten mens rea?
Don't worry about it.
I feel sick.
What are you doing?
Mens rea! Oh! Oh! My God! No!
There's just so many funny bits in that movie, and it's a movie fundamentally about friendship and about trust. And people like to get all bent out of shape that people's making fun of someone that's blind and deaf, and that's not how it is. There's a scene in that completely highlights it, where Richard Pryor has this like, what, you really can't hear anything? But what if I yelled really loud into your ear? And some people actually are thick enough to think that. And they're making fun of the people and how they react to people that are blind and deaf. Not people that are blind and deaf. And he's yelling into his ear. And he's like, oh, wait a minute, Wally, I think I heard something. And he's like, did you? And he goes, no, I'm fucking deaf. Again, cracks me up. That, guys, is my 10 favourite comedy movies and my favourite moments in those movies. So I hope you enjoyed some of those. I hope you're not mortally offended by some of them. I'd love to hear some of yours. Please feel free to do a video if you so desire. I love to hear other people's thoughts on such things. Thank you for watching, guys, and I shall be back soon on the channel with something or other. Over and out from Lisa Loves.